This episode of Truth Table is brought to you by our NAACP Image Award nominated book, Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation. Get it where all books are sold.
Sisters, how y'all feel? Brothers, y'all all right? If this is your first time at Truth Table, welcome to the table. And if you've been sitting at the table with us all these years, we are so grateful that you have been listening to us through these years, and we are inviting you to partner with us and support our work at patreon.com/truthstable. Now pull up a chair and have a seat at the table with us. Hey y'all, welcome to Truth Table, Midwives of Culture for Grace and Truth. I'm Ekemini.
And I'm Christina.
This table is built by Black women and for Black women. So welcome to the table, C. How you doing, girl?
I'm doing okay. Welcome to the table. Ekemini, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting time in the world.
It is.
It's an interesting time, but yet we are clinging to the good things. The good things.
Absolutely.
So what's on your mind today? What is a particularly good thing that we are clinging to today?
We are still in our Underground Railroad 2.0 series. And we love music. And
come on, who doesn't like music?
Who doesn't like music? Now we need to. Yeah,
that is a research question right there. I need to know.
We need to know. We are so honored to be joined by Orlando Palmer, also known as IAMSON. Welcome to the table, IAMSON. Orlando.
It's good to be here.
It's good to have you at the table. Just in case our listeners do not know
come on now
who you are, I'm going to introduce you and read your little bio, and we're going to get going, all right?
Okay.
IAMSON is a Richmond, VA, Virginia, based musician whose sound weaves together gospel, classical, and folk influences. Rooted in the traditions of the Black church, his music serves as a soundtrack for the intersection of faith and mental health. Hello. He aspires to make music with messages of hope that's simple and accessible for people that may need it in stressful and anxious moments. With 15 years of experience in songwriting and performance, IAMSON honed his craft at Berklee College of Music, where he studied songwriting. His deeply personal and emotionally resonant songs, such as Slow Down and Always With Me, my personal fave, have resonated with audiences for their powerful reflections on mental well-being. Welcome to the table, Orlando. We're calling him Orlando, but his name is IAMSON. There's artistry in there. So when you want to look up his music, you need to type in IAMSON.
As you should be looking up. Bro.
Okay.
At the conclusion of this interview, get it together.
Welcome to the table. Oh my goodness.
It's so good to be here.
It is a delight to have you.
It's a real treat to be able to sit with you. I get to chat with you every once in a while anyway, but it's a real treat to sit with you and to hear more about your story.
Yes.
Who you are. And I think we probably, let's start with what Ekemini just kind of alluded to, Orlando, as well as your performance name. Mm-hmm. So why don't you give us some insight into that as you tell us a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, well, first of all, I love you guys. I feel like y'all are my sisters.
Oh, thank you.
And I feel like your work is very formative to me, so I appreciate it. IAMSON. I was raised in the Black church, Pentecostal experience. Mm-hmm. And when I went to college, I started songwriting, and that's when I began to truly merge my faith in my music. And so I remember in high school, I wanted to be known as the music guy, like everybody to see me as like the pianist and, that was cool. I wanted that to be my identity marker. But as I begin to grow in the Lord, I begin to say, oh, that's not enough. I see all my friends be consumed by talented artists, but be consumed by their artistry. And, that wasn't something that I wanted to do. I'm more than just an artist. So I needed something deeper to anchor who I am. And so the scripture, to as many as believe, to them gave he power to become the sons of God. Even to them that believe on his name. And I cling to that scripture for some reason through my college years. I wanted to be known for my sonship. And out of that, I would create and write and make music. So,
That's
I had
powerful.
no idea.
Had no
I
clue.
didn't.
I need to say that more.
I mean, maybe you haven't. I've missed it. But I
know.
think that is so thoughtful and so rich and so grounding, and just a good reminder for us to think about what are the identities that anchor all the other identities. For us.
Yeah, and you know, I told you guys earlier. Sometimes people will stop me and like, "Oh, your name is Son," and you know that's not my name, but for some reason, I think that's a gift when I'm thinking about it. Oh, like I'm known as a son, almost like it's my name. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Something like that. So
That's
cool.
I love that. That's powerful. It's like
rich.
it speaks about who you belong to, right? And I hear obviously that your life is not your own as well, right? You know, that you're identified by being God's child, God's your sonship. I think that's really rich. I love that. Talk to us a little bit more about your own faith background and what that meant, and coming up in a Black Pentecostal church, and because your music is it does not easily align in that box. You know, so just talk to us about that. At least from my vantage point.
No, gospel music raised me in the Pentecostal kind of expression. I remember the songs of my youth. You know, my grandmother would sing it in her own way. You know, my father would sing it in his own way, but you could see their embodied joy as they would sing, and so that really stuck with me. And they came back. These songs came back when I needed them. You know what I mean? So when I didn't understand like the hymn, like "Great Is Thy Faithfulness," now. You know, there's no shadow of turning with those things like matter.
Oh,
so
that line matters. Just keep living.
So I often say like good songs never die; they come back when you need them to. And so it's such a gift to be a part of that tradition, where there's so much joy, and it really the Black church and the Pentecostal like expression. It's like a school of music as well.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like even when I went to college, you know, the sense of melody, the sense of rhythm, the sense of harmony was already in me, in my body. You know, not just like in my mind. So I do appreciate that about my upbringing, and I value, and I make sure to bring those songs back. You know, and it means a lot to me. So,
That's so rich. When you started to say, Lando, about the songs that you heard, what I immediately thought was, what songs? So even now, when you kind of roll back in your mind and you think about the songs that shaped kind of the melody of that experience, what might have been some of the songs that you would have heard your grandmother or your father humming or singing?
"The Center of My Joy" by Richard Smallwood. My dad would always sing that. And man, I talk about like writing for mental health. I feel like that holds that space in my life now. You know what I mean? And just clinging to the Lord as our joy, the center of our joy. And so I appreciate him singing that, you know, week after week. And then my grandma would sing songs like "Your Grace and Mercy." And you know, simple songs. But the thing I appreciate about my church is the repetition that happens. You know, we didn't have like screens on the wall. Or it was more so like you had to lean in and listen to your neighbor sing the song, you know, and by the 85th time, you knew it.
You got it in here.
You got it in you. So,
and it takes all that.
Yeah.
It does.
So
It really does.
it taught me about congregational singing, you know, corporate singing. And it's something that I value and try to add to my own songwriting as well.
Oh yeah, I totally picked that up, you know, from your music. Actually, this morning as I was getting ready, I was listening to Richard Smallwood, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still sad that he's gone. I'm like, Lord, why? Yep. But people got to rest at some point, you know. But you know, so I resonate with that. But you know, I often describe I receive your music as a warm hug.
Yeah.
On a dreary day. You know, it feels like in some ways that you've been with me in my prayer closet. And Christina knows this because on the prayer line, a little background. I like to start off with a little music, you know, to set the atmosphere before I pray.
She's the DJ prayer warrior. Like, let's set the moment.
And I have often played your songs. A Song for Anxiety, Slow Down. and other plans. I have played those a few times on the prayer line. I would probably play it all the time if I could, but I don't want to wear the people out. I'll just keep playing it on repeat. Okay.
I am known
so
to
some
do
of them
that.
streams are coming from me, brother. They're coming from me.
I love that. I love that. Thank you.
But
I need it.
I know it's hard out here.
Right.
Our NAACP Image Award nominated book, Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation, is making waves and shifting culture. I closed this book feeling like I had just partaken in a multi-course meal, filled with grace and the courage to carry on. And I believe you'll finish this book feeling the same way. Morgan Harper Nichols, artist and poet. Buy Truth Table, Black Women's Musings on Life, Love, and Liberation at our website or wherever books are sold.
But I'm curious about, I love the way in which it's the vulnerability and the simplicity, which comes from obviously your upbringing.
Yeah.
But about mental health.
Yeah.
Just I think you're doing something revolutionary by destigmatizing mental health, particularly in the church, especially in the Black church, which there's been a lot of work that we've been doing. We've grown in this area. But I'm just curious about how you, started to marry your music with mental health. What did something happen? What led to that?
That's the story.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of that conversation in the spaces that I was raised in. I wanted to give them language. So I feel like we have the exuberant, the joy part, we got and we're loud, and expressive, and I appreciate it. But sometimes I want it to be just silent and contemplative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to give my people permission to do that as well. You know what I mean? So when I would write songs like Always With Me and Slow Down, my mother and my father championed that song. They would call me, it's like, hey, I didn't know I dealt with anxiety, and thank you for giving me language, and then my dad,
Beautiful.
In the hospital, I forgot what he was dealing with, but would just listen to that song over and over again. And just to know that I am kind of serving the church in a way that these songs are kind of like companions in your everyday life. Like the first line of the song is, I can make it through the day.
Yeah.
And I wanted it not to just be a corporate congregational song, but I wanted it to be something that people carry with them.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be surprised like how regulated it can be. Just 3 minutes of listening to a song. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, and I needed it for myself first, you know what I mean? And so I think that the Lord showed me, hey, these gifts that I've given you, it's meant to serve people, but it's also for you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes.
So I remember like there was a time in my life where I was just, and it still happens sometimes, where I would just wake up with all this anxiety.
Yeah.
So I made a practice of getting
What did
up.
that look like? What did waking up with anxiety? Can you describe it a little bit more? Like what?
It's just so many things on my mind. Sometimes I don't even know where it comes from. Sometimes just a knot in my chest. It's a weightiness that I couldn't pinpoint. So I began to make a practice of getting up and just coming to my piano, and my songs were prayers, my tears were prayers. You know what I mean? And out of that came Always With Me. And so I felt like that was a point in time where I felt like the Lord was like, this is a gift to you as well. You need this as well. And it's so encouraging when I can take something that I've written in my prayer closet for me and give it to the church. And I find connectivity in knowing that people need it as well. So I think that's what keeps me going.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine, Orlando, that there are people who say to you like, hey, this is my song. Like when you came in today, I was like, let me tell you the song I like.
We already gave you our song list.
We have our jukebox list, so please sing these songs. But I am curious about what is your song to you?
Yeah.
A song that you have written, and it maybe is something that isn't one that comes to mind for people frequently, but it is a song that ministers to you, or that you get a kick out of.
Yeah. I always say I feel like all the songs are my babies.
Makes sense.
So
you have
it's
favorites.
just like right. I just think that they all came at a point where I needed to write, so I love Slow Down. I think musically, I get a little nerdy with the musical arrangement. But yeah, I think that was a song that I needed, especially, my wife gets after me so much when you, she was telling me a symptom of like ADHD. It's just like, man, are you eating too fast? Or you need to slow down and brush when you're brushing. This is like simple stuff.
Just rushing through.
Just rushing through, just like
Yeah.
every day.
Be present.
Be present with what's happening in your life. So that song means a lot. And then to add the layer of like going to God in prayer, and centering yourself to be in God's presence. I think that song does that for me. And I think the last kind of bridge says, "Why hurry when you can walk with me?" And so like a lot of people don't notice I'm a hip hop head as well. So it's just like I love words, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So I love the image of like me hurrying, like everyday things, but like why hurry when you can just go at a pace that I'm going, you know what I mean? And applying that to every part of my life. So that part.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that. And now we have the privilege and honor of hearing from IAMSON. He is going to be singing one of my favorite songs, Always With Me, a song for anxiety. This is a song that has been a constant companion for me through my time with the Lord, my prayer time, my journaling time. And I'm so grateful for this offering that he's giving to us now. Take a listen.
This song is called Always With Me, a song for anxiety. I can make it through the day when you're with me on the way. In my heart and mind you'll stay. I can make it through the night when I'm clinging to your light. You will make the darkness bright. For you are always with me. For you are always with me. In the calm and in the storm, when it seems I'm all alone, it's your hand I find to hold. In each hour of unrest, when it seems I've nothing left, you speak peace in every breath. For you are always with me. For you are always with me. In the morning, in the evening, when I'm waking, when I'm sleeping, when I'm arriving, when I'm leaving, you will have me in your keeping. even from my mother's womb. Never hidden from your view. I was always known to you. When I fade away in death, you will catch my final breath. You will take me to my rest. For you are always, always with me. For you are always, always with me.